I'm Leo Sadovi with the Performance Management Practice at SAS. Our topic is financial decision analytics. With me today to discuss this subject is one of the leaders and influencers in the field, Peter Turney. Peter is founder and CEO of CT Global Solutions, a longtime SAS partner focused on financial and analytic decision support. Besides being the founder of CT Global, Peter is also widely recognized as one of the pioneers of the financial decision support field itself, working closely with SAS on the SAS for Finance initiative. Welcome to the program, Peter.
Thank you, Leo.
Peter, for as long as you and I have been in this business, the talk has been around how finance can become a better business partner, a true strategic partner to the business units. One of the continuing issues has been how to spend less time on data gathering and reporting and spend more time on analysis and decision support. What remaining challenges do you see in this area, and what's the way out?
Well, Leo, for a finance department aspiring to be a strategic business partner, there are two challenges to solve. One is process-related, and the other is decision support. For process, you mentioned the time finance often spends on data gathering and reporting. Well, a recent study confirmed what you said and found that as much as 80% of analysts' time is spent doing manual data work and manipulation of spreadsheets. Inevitably, this leaves little time for analysis, and there may be problems with inaccurate and untimely reporting, poor controllership, including errors, and low levels of auditability and compliance. The key here is to replace all those spreadsheets with a tool that automates the data gathering, eliminates the need for all the individual spreadsheets, allows analysts and business users easy access to consistent information and analytical tools, and provides a process that is auditable and compliant.
That's quite a number of interrelated challenges to be addressed all at once. Do you have an example you can share that illustrates this situation?
Yes, I do, Leo. A good example is from a client of ours, a manufacturing company that prepares a quarterly plan and forecast. Before implementing SAS Financial Management, about 60 people in finance worked to update more than 3,000 spreadsheets each quarter. It took about 120 days to complete a forecast cycle, and 120 days to complete a 90-day cycle was a challenge, of course. The forecast was late, it was error-prone, difficult to audit, and non-compliant with Sarbanes-Oxley. Management was unable to get the answers to important business questions, and little time was spent on analysis. Using SAS Financial Management, finance reduced the cycle time from 120 days to 30 days, allowing analysts to transform their role from updating spreadsheets to working as business partners. When management now asks a question such as, "What will be the financial impact if we do this?" the answers come very quickly.
Process was one of the two challenges for finance that you mentioned. What about the other challenge, decision support?
The other challenge, Leo, is to take on the responsibility for decision analytics in situations where finance can have a big impact on profits, the level of financial assets, and also human capital. Decisions that involve complex calculations and are used repetitively by analysts and business users are good candidates for standardization and control using SAS. And if the decisions have a material impact on the financials and are subject to audit and compliance, finance's role is even more important.
Peter, do you have an example of these financial decision analytics in action?
Okay, Leo, let me describe as an example the use of financial decision analytics for pricing contracts. We have a client that uses SAS Financial Management to run a solution to price and set terms on service contracts. Why did finance own this solution? Well, for starters, many billions of dollars of sales were analyzed using the SAS Financial Management solution, so the impact of the solution was highly material. Finance also wanted to ensure that each service contract was priced optimally for profit and risk. Finance was responsible for the financial statement accruals associated with these contracts, and these accruals had to be accurate, auditable, and compliant. As a business partner, finance also wanted the solution to support the sales team as they negotiated margins on new contracts. This is what I'd call decision support. For example, sales used the solution while locked in negotiations with customers. And using the SaaS tool, they were able to run new terms through the model and receive almost instantaneous responses. This gave sales maximum power and leverage during critical pricing discussions with the customer.
That's quite a powerful application. You also mentioned a role for decision analytics in human capital management. So how about another example that covers this important function?
Well, finance can use decision analytics to optimize assets, and that includes workforce planning to manage human resources. Take an example of a company with call centers used for customer service and sales. The company needed the right number of people with the right skill levels and right skill sets to handle the volume and mix of incoming calls. A finance solution for workforce planning started with a forecast of the demand for each type of call. For example, how many calls were forecast to request new service? How many calls were forecast to request the resolution of a service issue? Well, then the second step was to translate these forecasts into the required skill sets. Using SaaS models that incorporated resource costs, target levels of service, queuing theory, and other analytical tools, it was possible to compute the demand for the work. Then SaaS Financial Management was used to take the results of these analytics and determine the number of people of each skill set required, prepare the budget, and feed the results every month into the planning system. Of course, this type of analysis can be done for just about any type of asset and not just the workforce.
How might financial decision analytics be of help in the area of planning?
Planning, yes. Finance is also responsible for planning and budgeting. And so a great example that helps answer that question, Leo, is in the area of planning with a large rail transportation company. This is where financial decision analytics is applied to maintenance planning for both scheduled and emergency repair work. This applies to rolling stock across a network of company-owned and third-party repair facilities nationwide. These repairs have a big budgetary impact. The costs associated with the headcount, salaries, equipment is difficult to predict and plan. By using SaaS decision analytics, the planning and forecasting together, those three things, they can improve the accuracy by anticipating those repairs by location, equipment, and staff. SaaS's ability to provide keen insight on the operational budget for each of these locations, combined with data on annual repair costs, provides vital information for fleet planning and operations. It also assists in providing vital details for annual capital planning.
Well, Peter, I'd like to thank you for this valuable discussion on financial decision analytics. If you want to find out more about how finance can become a true business partner, I encourage you to check out the link provided below to the CT Global Solutions website. And I thank you all for attending and listening.